but they always were willing to share, and I think that's what made us not even think about it being hardships at that time.
How about the war? Did the war touch your family in any way?
No, not really.
Your father was too old to serve at that time?
Yeah, he served in World War I.
That's before your mother?
Yeah, oh yes, long time before. He was just a young boy at that time.
I didn't realize that. What part of the service did he serve in? Did he go overseas?
Yes, he did. He went to Paris because he used to talk about it all the time. And I think that was almost just about the end of the...
He went over at the end, toward the end
of the war. But he didn't do any fighting. He was in the military.
Army side?
Army.
Now, in terms of the war, how did you get to Mobile? Was that war?
No, I met my husband through some friends, and they were in Houston at the time. They were in Houston at the time.
So he was in Houston when you...
Yeah, yes, he was in Houston.
So you only went to Mobile after?
Afterwards, yes.
And tell what we're talking about. Tell me a little bit about the circumstances of your meeting. Was he introduced to you?
Well, he was introduced to me by some friends. We had mutual friends.
What was his background? Where was he from?
He's from Mobile, Alabama.
From Mobile. His parents also?
Parents.
What did his father do?
I don't know too much about what his father did. I think he ran a store or did some other things. I don't know too much about his father's background.
Did you stay with the family when you went to Mobile?
I stayed with his mother and father were not together when I went there. And in fact, his father was ill at that time. And we stayed with his mother until we got a place of our own.
Did she live in town, or was she out on the...
She lived in town. I don't ever remember her. From what I know, she didn't live on the farm. She may have as a child. I think her parents lived in, I think they lived in, I'm trying to think of the name of that town because it comes up on the television, and I tell people, I know where that is because I went. It's right outside of Mobile. I can't recall the name of it now. No. It's right outside of Mobile. And I know they had relatives in Selma, because when they talk about Selma, but it was another town. I'm trying, Pritchett. It's just like Pasadena. And we went to visit relatives. And then he had a sister who lived in New York, but it was a half-sister. And she came to Mobile, and we became friends. They used to all talk about the background.
What was he doing in Texas? I mean, how did he happen to be here when you met him?
He was in the Army.
He was in the Army. So that was the Army. So did he serve overseas?
No.
No. He went in late and worked during World War II. Was that the late 40s? I mean, 43, 44?
No, it was before then. He went in the Army. Seemingly, he left Mobile and went to New York, and then he went in the Army. I don't know. I don't think he was drafted. I think he was in the Army when the war began.
And so he was stationed on a military base here.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
And then did you marry him while he was in the service?
Yes.
And was he then transferred to Mobile, or
No, Mobile was his home.
his home?
That's it. That was his home.
So
He went to Mobile. We moved to Mobile after he got out of the Army, and we went to Mobile.
what did he go in Mobile? What did he take up as his occupation when you went back to Mobile?
Well, he was I can't think of what it was. He was working. He went back to work for the same people he worked for many years before. And I'm trying to think. They had he was like a shipping clerk and doing a clerking job for a furniture company.
Was it a manufacturing firm?
manufacturing. I think they were just selling, and they were doing a bulk selling. I really don't know too much about exactly what they were doing.
And this is a strange place to bring up this question, I suppose, because you're just newly married. We're now in Mobile. You're just newly married. Was Mickey
Yeah, we had children when we moved to Mobile.
Oh, you had children
With the,
here?
yeah, Mickey was born in Lubbock. I know you were going to ask that question.
Yeah.
See, he was stationed there.
Oh, that's how you went to Lubbock.
I went to Lubbock to see. Yeah, he was transferred to Lubbock. Gaston was born. My other son was born in Houston.
But in Lubbock, did you like rent an apartment or something so you could be there?
We during that time, different people had their homes, and there were very few places that you could rent, and I was very fortunate to get to rent with some people who were real nice, and I met a lot of the teachers, and we lived, even the principal of the school, we knew them. So I stayed, they found me a place to live.
So you went through your pregnancy with
And-
Mickey in Lubbock?
Yes, I did.
And,
I get that question all the time.
how did you get to Lubbock?
And people call that, Mickey said, Mama, people call that my home. That's not my home. I said, well, they call it because you were born there. Because he was just 2 months old. He was 2 months old when I brought him back to Houston, because my husband was transferred.
So did he separate from the Army when he was stationed back here in Houston, or from Lubbock?
No, he went to several other places. He even went to Florida.
You stayed here in Houston?
He went to San Angelo, and then he went to Florida.
And so then he separated from the Army, came back and got you, and you all moved to, the whole family moved to Houston. And Gadsden was born by that time. Also.
Yes.
I mean, moved to Mobile, excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember, now we're going to take from where we are right now, you just moved to Mobile, let's go back again, this question is, do you remember, this sounds like one of, Benita and I overlapped, we wrote questions separately, so some of them were similar. But do you remember any traumas and crises that affected your family going back as far as you can remember as a little girl up to the point we're in Mobile now? Anything that helped to build character and establish your own philosophy of life? Do you remember any pivotal points during that early period of your childhood up to the point you were a young married woman?
I don't remember. I really don't remember any traumas or things. Not even deaths in either family. While we were children, what have you. All the traumas that happened to me happened later.
And your parents stayed together, as I recall.
Yes.
Okay. And you talked a little bit about his parents, that his parents were separated by the time he went to Mobile.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah, was his father still living in
Yes.
Mobile? So you met him at least, but didn't spend very much time.
Yeah, I met him, and we saw him quite a bit.
Did you? But they were living in separate parts?
Yeah, they were in separate parts of the city.
How many brothers and sisters did he have?
Not any.
Your husband?
Oh, he had a half-sister.
Yeah.
One half-sister.
Close in age?
No, they were farther apart.
So they weren't very close, didn't know?
They were close as far as knowing one another, but they were not close in age. Yeah, they were very fond of one another. Yes, they were. In fact, when he went to New York, she was living in New York. He lived with her for a while when he was younger.
So he wouldn't be, you couldn't call him an only child in the family?
Well, no, I guess not. They had the same father, not the same mother.
Do you know if the Depression or the war had any tremendous impact on his family?
else say at that age.
But how did he meet you?
Well, he was a nice person. He was very vocal and very kind. It was just like two people meeting and they gel, I guess. I'd say get together.
How did he court you in the service and all that?
How did he do what?
Court you. Was that difficult for him?
Well, not necessarily, because courting at that time was a little different from what it is now. So we had same friends. As I said, friends introduced us, and activities that went on in the city. You know, he would come with some of the friends. Some of my friends were in the Army with him, who lived here, and that was very fortunate for us. And they would have dinners, and we'd go to the movies, things like that.
How long before you introduced him to your parents?
Well, they met him right away.
Right away.
They met him right away because he had to come and get me. You know, parents don't let you go out without seeing who you're going out with.
Did they have any opinions, positive or negative?
No, you know, they wanted him to, you know, they always said that if we could meet someone that was decent and nice and would treat us right, they didn't, they would scrutinize all right enough to see. And they just talked about how young we were, you know, and that sort of thing, and to take our time.
Were you members
Sort
of
of
the
thing.
same faith?
Yes, but that was not a criteria, really. It just happened. It just happened that way.
When he first met you, and he talked about his dreams and goals for the future, how did he describe those to you? You're going back a long way.
I'm going, that is a long ways, and I can't, I really don't. I don't mean, I know there were a lot of things he wanted in life, and that he thought about making money, you know, getting a job, getting a good education. He did not finish college, but he did attend. And I guess, that's what he said.
He attended before you met him?
Yeah, all that. His educational life was before he met me, but he did a lot of going to, I don't know what you would call it, written. No. I was trying to think of, you know, how you're taking courses, seminars, and taking courses, through workshops and that sort of thing.
So you did that after you were married? He would take
Oh yeah, he would do. Yeah.
What
He
did
was
he talk about?
like going into things like refrigeration and I wouldn't say computer nowadays, but he was interested in things that he did. Like he was in the shipping clerk, you know, and he have to know how to. I would say math or whatever you would need to do that.
How did he become, would you say, did he become a frustrated man in terms of reaching his goals?
He didn't seem frustrated to me.
How long were you together during Mickey's childhood? I don't know. I'm calculating that. We're just thinking of his fathering skills. Was he a good?
Well, he was a good father, you know, when we were together, and I think we were together about 5.5 years. So
Mickey was about 5.
I guess, yeah, he must have been about 5.
But he was good to the boys.
Oh yeah, he was good to the boys.
And you were married 5.5 years. Okay. Did he maintain contact with Mickey after you were separated?
Somewhat. His mother and I maintained contact a lot.
One
And
from
I took,
Mobile.
his mother.